play that Sleuthy, or that is from Sleuthy, but that Katherine Ramsland interview. Jennifer Komendorfer also made a status about all the things that they're concealing. So definitely interested in sharing this information with you. Also,
what's up, guys? True Crime King back. How we doing on this Wednesday? Hope everybody's doing well. All right, so today gonna be reacting to this Tyler Feller video again. So let me read the title for you. Shocking. Like Tyler always does. Shocking. Or I saw he came out with another video. New theory on the Bryan Kohberger case. I think that's like the 7th or 8th. Don't hold me to that. It might be more, might be a little less. But time that he said that new theory about the Kohberger case. But whatever. But apparently, Bryan Kohberger's professor, Dr. Katherine Ramsland, is going to be, he's got some footage in here talking about that. And you know what I find weird? Like, a lot of people sometimes comment on my channel saying, oh, you're using other people's footage and then reacting to it. Well, yeah, so does just about every other YouTuber. Like, what are you got? What are some of you guys even talking about? And I do reaction videos, so come on, guys, use your brain, right? Like, look at this Tyler Feller video. He's using Sleuthy Goosey, and he's using Katherine Ramsland's stuff, right? And then he is reacting to it. It's the same freaking thing. So I just wanted to get that out there because, some people, whether they're jealous, whether they're just mad for some reason, whether they're just trolls, I don't know. But I just wanted to clear the air on that. But anyway, here we go. Let's see what Tyler's got.
some new photos of Kaylee Gonsalves found in her car. So there we go. What stands out? She says a couple of things. Well, this is a list of 911 calls from Moscow, Idaho on November 13th. And so you can see sort of down the line some certain things you can be looking at. And I mean, 11:56 a.m., homicide, complaint of unconscious person. EMS responded, coroner and detectives notified, report taken. That's 11:56 a.m.
1100 block of King Road. Okay. That lines up. Yeah. Okay. So we just got a thing of, I guess, everything that happened on November 13th, right? From the police standpoint.
That stands out to me, obviously. But was there anything else that?
But obviously, that's gonna be there, right? It's just a report of what happened that day.
Stood out to you? And then one of the things that Sleuthy Goosey says, well, at 5:30 p.m., if you look at it, on the 2000 block of White Avenue, there's a suspicious person in circumstance. Request assistance locating a dog that was dropped off at the shelter. Officer responded, and then she said, and also look at 708. I know it's small for you.
Okay, but why would that be suspicious? Somebody with a dog dropped off at a shelter. Officer responded. Okay. Or are they talking? I mean, what is he saying, that maybe somebody dropped off the dog that was at the King Road house at the shelter?
But it's 708
Murphy
on the 500 block of North Van Buren Street. Stray animal, stray dog in custody. So this is sticking out to Sleuthy Goosey. Julie said, thank you. I didn't realize you had more than this the first log you posted. At least I know I'm not going crazy imagining things. Wojo said, the 2 lines that are missing, in all seriousness, wonder what those lines could have been. Sleuthy said, oh yeah, there's a bunch. That's one of the things that stuck out to me.
And I've never heard of Sleuthy Goosey before. I guess I don't know why. I just haven't. Let me know if you guys have seen her. If you like her. If does she use common sense and logic like I try to do, or is she kind of like a clickbaiter? If you know, let me know in the comments, please. I would greatly appreciate it.
So if you look at 530 to 708, what you're not doing is actually looking at the stray dogs. You're looking at the fact that there's one.
And real quick, that's what I try to do. I look at these cases, from these different creators, and then I use logic and common sense to break these down for you guys. Okay. I know I say a lot of things that you guys are thinking, and and then I say them to everybody, right? And I try to dispel some of these crazy things that just don't make sense, or just are clickbait, right? So I try to separate the real actual facts that we can use and actually make sense from just the clickbait shit that some content creators just put out there to try and get views. Okay, so that's what I do here at True Crime King. Okay,
to at least 3 missing 911 calls. We also noticed a missing 911 call between 108 and 143. We missed a 911 call between 208 and 333. It's not about the dogs, folks. It's about what is missing. I wonder what could be missing in these timelines on the 911 call. Is it a part of the case? I don't know. Here's another thing I wanted to share with you guys. This is an interview from Dr. Katherine Ramsland, just so you can catch a little vibe of who she is, how she articulates some things, some information.
And see, I mean, come on, guys. Like, Tyler Feller is supposedly not a reaction channel like I am, but they all still use footage from other YouTube's channels, okay? So, the same people that you comment and say, oh, you are using other people's footage, like, what? Then go comment that on every other fucking YouTuber's channel, right? Come on, guys.
Information I want to share from Jennifer Coffendoffer in just a second as well.
To figure out what happened. And
I have my students do it.
Oh, okay.
We set up crime scene scenarios, and the red herrings are there, the evidence is set. They have to not just observe, but think about who they are as observers psychologically. What are they the type of person who has a high need for closure, for example, so they'll jump to conclusions right away? Are they the kind of person who will look at things and in their spotlight of focus will not see other things? Like, for example, I had one where there was a guard dog in the scene. This is a real case. The dog.
And this is the girl, in case you didn't know, that was famous for the TcK case, and who Kohberger was studying underneath of, right? And I think was pretty fascinated with this girl just because of the TcK. I think Kohberger was borderline obsessed with TcK as well. That's my opinion.
Dog was locked up in the garage. So even though the family was afraid, they kept their guard dog locked up. And I had two of them went through the whole house, and they go, so the dog ran away? The dog is right there. It was a big stuffed Rottweiler. It's right there, right in front of you. They didn't see it.
Wow.
They had already assumed the dog ran away, and so they did not see right in front of them. So I talk a lot about the quirks of observation, of cognition, the cognitive errors, the psychological states that can be part of an investigator. And if an investigator does not know themselves, they will they'll have blind spots in the way they approach a crime. They might jump to conclusions.
Keep in mind.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're human, right? We're all human. We all miss stuff. We all make mistakes, you know.
As you're watching this is Bryan Kohberger's main professor over many courses he took, including psychological sleuthing. I mean, she's talking about reinventing crime scenes. One of the interesting things that we've seen at DeSales University, I played a YouTube video of it not that long ago, is they actually have a crime scene house.
Okay, see. I'm just hammering this point home. He played a YouTube video of another YouTube video, okay? Everybody does it. I don't want to get any more fucking comments about, you're not doing anything. You're just playing other people's. Yeah, well, it actually takes a lot of work to edit all this stuff, to do my own commentary, right? This takes a lot of time and hours, okay? And I'm barely even making any money. I'm making a couple bucks, you know. I just do it because I like doing it, okay? And the only way I do make any kind of money to support me is from my members, my awesome members, okay? So, if you are a fan of the channel and, you know, I know a lot of you do watch this every morning or almost every morning, then please become a member and help support me. All right?
Like the criminal justice department actually bought a house and they use it to recreate crime scenes. I think it was a house that a crime scene took place in, and it's one of the ones that they study near campus. And so they have it totally set up as if it's a crime scene. They teach him to go in and analyze. I mean, this is a pretty in-depth criminal justice program.
Conclusions and fail to see some of the evidence that's there. They might have confirmation bias and only see what works with the theory they're forming, the hypothesis they're forming. That's a problem, and many cases have gone off the rails for that.
Yeah, I guess what she's talking about, you're like, okay, the cops arrive at the scene. They see a gun in someone's hand, right? They see a bullet wound in the head. And then somebody says, oh, well, they had depression and mental issues. And then the cops, a lot of times, will write it off as a suicide, okay, or sometimes, right? But then, you know, maybe years later, they'll find evidence that, somebody might have actually killed this person and staged it as a suicide. That's why you got all these people getting exhumed and all this other stuff. But but that could be a real problem if the police just hey, it looks like this, so that's what it is. I don't want to do it, you know, any more work than I have to. It's a suicide, and then write it off. That's bad police work.
And innocent people convicted.
Yeah, that's not a good thing. I'd be a terrible juror, though, because I almost always think the person's... Yeah,
and that's a good point. The worst thing that could possibly happen is an innocent person gets sent to jail, right, for something they didn't do. It does happen, right? Our justice system isn't perfect, but I mean, it's pretty good, right? But it's not perfect. And, you know, I feel horrible for the people that... Some people have spent decades in prison for something they didn't even do. And their whole life is ruined, right?
I don't know. Like, I watched a lot of those forensic files. I'm like, look, they got the blood splatter, they got the DNA. Like, this is an open and shut case. But I'm sure, yeah, there's little things like that.
Even forensic files. I mean, I've done stuff with them, and
they've
been wrong on some of the cases.
Well,
but
their case was one of them, apparently, that they were, because they said the blood splatter on.
Guys, I think that this is really interesting. It's interesting, too, that she said, I've been wrong on some of them.
Well, yeah, she's human. Everybody's gonna be wrong sometime. And you get some of these detectives that are on here on YouTube now, and they act like they've never been wrong in their whole fucking life. Give me a break, man. You know what I mean? You've been wrong, buddy. I don't care who you are.
True Crime with Laura says, do you think she's referring to confirmation bias when alluding to investigation, cognitive bias, alluding to witnesses? Also interesting to know that her students, for example, Kohberger, ran mock crime scenes with her. Kohberger ran mock crime scenes with this woman who is like literally the leader of understanding serial killers in America.
Okay, so think about that. Kohberger ran mock crime scenes with one of the best, crime scene investigator or whatever you want to call her in the world, right? And still, Kohberger totally botched his crime scene, right? And they found them in a matter of, as soon as they found that sheath and the DNA came back, I mean, boom, it was done, right? Yeah, he's obviously he either messed up big time, or something happened that he didn't expect, or he must not have learned too well, right?
I think this is significant. It's significant to know. One more tweet that I want to share with you. This one from Jennifer Coffendorfer. She says, hey, we're keeping our eye on the ball. Please see below in terms of warrants that elude us. I'd argue we've seen 1% of this case. It may take years for us to know everything, but someday, if there is a trial, we will be privy to the depths of the monster who killed. And so you just see order to seal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
But yeah, I mean, once again, see, it makes the video much more interesting when you have something to show the audience, right? It's not like I could go and make this up out of nowhere, right? So I have to show other stuff, other videos in my Vive videos, right? To be able to react to them and have it be an interesting show, right? So I'm just hammering this home because I'm not going to talk about this again. I just want some of you guys to understand what it is that I'm actually doing. Okay, I don't think a lot of you understand, but I'm trying to make the most interesting, logical, show that I possibly can. Right.
Several order to seals and redacts. Another order to seal on the 28th. 10 and 11, order to seal, order to seal. 12, 13, 14, 15 orders to seal in this case. I hope one day this goes to trial. We can be privy to this information.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to go to trial. I mean, I don't think Kohberger's the kind of guy that's. I mean, he's already basically went all in. He says he wants to be exonerated, which it's kind of the wrong choice of words, but he's telling everybody he's innocent. So I think it's going to go to trial. I do not think he's going to plead guilty, and that's the only way that this isn't going to go to trial, right? So unless they find evidence that Kohberger was not involved and there was another killer, right? Then there wouldn't be a Bryan Kohberger trial. First, for those of you that think Kohberger had nothing to do with this, right? But that's not going to happen, in my opinion.
But this is very interesting. Margaret says, do you think he's going to plead guilty? Jennifer Koffenauer says it depends on the death penalty decision and prosecution will use it as a pawn. Narcissist psychopaths want to live and feel entitled to grace this world. I think the big question that I would have for you today is, do you think that Bryan Kohberger, given all the evidence that continues to be stacking against him, do you think that Bryan Kohberger will end up pleading guilty? Listen, I'd love to know your thoughts.
Yeah, see, that's what I just said. I just said I do not think that Kohberger is going to plead guilty. I think this is going to go to trial, and then I think then we're going to learn all of this information, and I can't wait for it, right? I can't wait. So, yeah. So, I'll recap. Everybody else uses other people's footage, okay? but I do mostly reactions, so of course I'm going to be reacting to other people's footage. So I hope you guys get that through your heads today, okay? As you can see, this man is doing it just as much as I am, okay? But I actually say I'm a reaction channel. But yeah, I hope you guys liked it. Remember, Tyler's title of the video was shocking! Exclamation point. Did you guys find this shocking with the exclamation point? Bryan Kohberger's Professor Speaks, Dr. Katherine Ramsland. So, yeah, hit that like button for me. If you want to become a member, I would really appreciate it. Like I said, I'm not gonna stop no matter what. I'm gonna keep going, and I'm gonna eventually become the king of true crime, and that's what's gonna happen. So I don't forget the people that support me, especially in the beginning, like Kim, okay, like Bodega, like Ray, okay, like you guys know who you are, all my members, okay? But have a great day, and until next time, True Crime King, out.